Yeah, I'll react to that, sure. Hey guys.
Welcome to Mapmen.
We're Tutmen.
And here's to Map.
Alright, if you're new to the channel, hello, my name is Connor. I consider this history. My mods might be mad, but I can do what I want. I'm not afraid of them. Ooh, new CGP Grey video too. You guys seem to like that one. Alright, English Counties Explained. I love this channel. Ooh, 1 million subscribers. Jay Foreman. Let's do it, gang.
In today's programme, we're going to talk about counties.
Counties are the building blocks that make up Britain. The
I'm
units
hearing
are
all of
expected
this.
to have heard of to help place towns and villages you've not
Alright,
heard of.
I missed that.
Building blocks that make up Britain. The units are expected to have heard of to help place towns and villages you've not heard of, such as Wingerworth.
Where?
In Derbyshire.
Oh, where's Derbyshire?
Arguably, the county that inspires the fiercest pride and loyalty in its inhabitants is Yorkshire.
Yorkshire is known for Yorkshire puddings, Yorkshire terriers and Yorkshire tea, which comes from this part of Yorkshire. With its distinctive accent, strong identity and intense one-way rivalry with Lancashire next door, Yorkshire folk are proud to tell everyone...
Lancashire, guys, is... Ooh, I gotta show you something. I gotta show you something. This is pretty heavy. Hey, Sean Bean. I was asked, in one of my videos when I said I found out, you know, my father's side, my father's father is from, can trace back to Mohill, Ireland, and I then found out a few months later that my mother's father can be traced back, and my mother's father we found has, you know, my mother's mother, my, father's father and mother, we can kind of tell, you know, they came in the 1800s, but my mother's father is, his ancestors just came back, just came to America so far back that we don't know exactly when. We know it was pre-1800. It was either somewhere in the 1700s or earlier. And I have my mother, beautiful mother, gave me this book. It's actually pretty heavy. It's called Dr. The Life and Explorations of Dr. Livingston. If you want to skip it out of the video, that's fine. You're dead to me. And it's a very old book. It's very heavy. And right in the cover, I really got to be careful, but I don't know if you can see this. I'll read it because my mom would kill me if I wrecked this. It says John Hollenrake, it's my mother's maiden name. Something Hill Road, Littleborough, Lancashire, England. So I found that Littleborough is the place inside of Lancashire where my father's family very far back, where my mother's father's family very far back came from. And I also found there was like in one of the, there's like a sort of plant leaf that's like tucked in one of the pages and looks super old. I really don't want to mess it up. But yeah, I found that out recently and it was very cool. So, sorry, let's get into it. So I guess that means I'm a Lancaster instead of Yorkshire. Okay, sorry, let's go.
Puddings, Yorkshire terriers and Yorkshire tea, which comes from this part of Yorkshire. With its distinctive accent, strong identity and intense one-way rivalry with Lancashire next door, Yorkshire folk are proud to tell everyone they come across that they come from Yorkshire.
And they're all wrong to do so because Yorkshire doesn't exist.
Yes, it does.
All right, show me a map with Yorkshire on it.
Okay. Here, this map of the 39 counties of England clearly shows a county called Yorkshire.
But this map of the 48 counties of England shows separate north, south, west and east riding of Yorkshire, but no single county called Yorkshire.
But my map is correct and up to date.
So is mine.
I heard all of that.
And so is this one.
What's going on?
We're doing Mapmen.
No, I mean with the counties.
Well, the definition of county in Britain is a minefield of anomalies, asterisks, confusions, vague areas and contradictory Wikipedia articles. The more you look for answers about what a county really is, the more questions you come across.
Which is perhaps why no one's attempted to do a video about them before.
Even Google Docs won't let you type the word county without suggesting, did you mean country?
But we're not taking citation needed for an answer. It's time to do some actual research to find out once and for all, what is a county? And go!
Right, now that we've eaten all those biscuits, should we start doing some research?
I've done it all.
It looked like cookies to me, but okay.
First time England was split into what we now call counties was back in the 10th century when King Aethelstan wanted to make sure all the same laws were being obeyed and all the same taxes were being collected all across England.
Which, curiously, is the opposite reason why you divide a nation up nowadays.
He split his kingdom into bite-sized manageable chunks and sent an earl to be in charge of each one of them.
How they got their names tells you a bit about how they were formed.
These were named after ethnic groups or old kingdoms that
Sorry guys, I should have full screened.
Their names tells you a bit about how they were formed.
These were named after ethnic groups or old kingdoms that existed before England.
These ones that end in sext were part of the Saxon kingdoms which spread across the south of England.
And these ones took their name from the most important town, the county town, and added the Anglo-Saxon word shire on the end, the same word that sheriff comes from.
Shire, sheriff, sheriff, ooh!
And for our American viewers, it's pronounced shire, not shire.
Actually, it's pronounced...
Actually, in New England, where I live, we do pronounce it, like, I don't know, sheer. I think like more like sure, I think in New England it might be a little more similar to how you guys pronounce it.
Sure, not sheer, please.
Yes.
Over
Sure.
the centuries, these areas have been controlled by earls, dukes, sheriffs, lords, and at one point, counts, which is how they came to be known as counties.
The precise location of exactly where one county stopped and another one started wasn't important in those days. Nobody tried to draw the boundaries on a map until the 1080s when the Normans did a survey.
Hello, Norman. I've done a survey of all the people who say they live in Worcestershire.
Thanks, Norman. I'll just add that to my survey of all the people who say they live in Gloucestershire.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. And that's how the fuzzy county
I love
borders
these
became
guys.
sharp lines, but with lots of panhandles, detached areas, exclaves and squiddly bits.
England's counties varied massively in size. The biggest, Yorkshire, was half the size of Wales, and the smallest, Rutland, was roughly the size of a Wale with 0 cities and frankly had no business being a county.
Harsh.
But these differences didn't really matter until... In 1888, the Prime Minister Lord Salisbury established administrative counties, making democracy local.
Each county would now have its own county council in the county town, in charge of local things like police, fire, council tax and so on.
But some counties were too big to be easily manageable,
Sussex got split into east and west.
and Yorkshire was split into its historic ridings, a word that meant thirds.
Thirdings, ridings. Yeah, that sort of works.
In addition to this, big cities were given the status of county borough, which made them independent from the county they were in, effectively taking the Leicester out of Leicestershire, Derby out of Derbyshire, and Nottingham out of Nottinghamshire. So does this all mean that a united Yorkshire hasn't existed since 1888?
Well, not exactly. Strap in. The new administrative counties did not replace the historic counties. Both
Mercia?
systems confusingly coexisted at the same time.
And the confusion was only going to get worse.
Lots of towns in Britain had the same name,
This often caused confusion, with many people's letters being delivered to the wrong place.
which is why from 18-something onwards, the Royal Mail required that every address had to end with a county.
But because many post towns happened to spread inconveniently across county borders, the Royal Mail, for their own convenience, introduced the last thing Britain needed: another county's map.
The post office's counties didn't match up with the historic ones or the administrative ones. For example, the town of Ugly was in the county of Essex, but the address ended in Hertfordshire.
Which meant there were now 3 interpretations of what county you lived in: historical, administrative, and or postal.
As the centuries rolled on, the county system went from being confusing to being completely out of date. After the Industrial Revolution, Britain's new
Bristol. That's
big cities were man-spreading themselves across county borders.
And many county towns were no longer the commercial powerhouses they used to be.
The once mighty
and
city of
Warwick. I'm sorry I'm pausing so much, but so many of these names of cities and towns are very close to me in New England, so I guess we copied.
York had fallen to 5th place in non-existent Yorkshire.
The counties didn't reflect 20th century Britain in any cultural, practical, or meaningful
Full sense. It was time for a complete shake-up.
The year was 1972, a time of optimism and
Ruby.
experimentation and the first episode of Rainbow.
The Local Government Act of 1972 was a radical attempt at cleaning up the complicated, outdated counties mess both once and for all.
Brand new metropolitan counties sprang into existence, with modern-sounding names like Merseyside, Greater Manchester, West Midlands and Tyne and Wear.
London, of course, wasn't included in any of this, as they'd already done their own thing 10 years earlier, which Jay has previously discussed on a video he made without me.
At the same time, several traditional counties vanished overnight. It was county carnage. Huntingdonshire got eaten by Cambridgeshire, Hereford got anded with Worcester, Cumberland, Westmoreland, and this lump of Lancashire were all...
Did we just steal every name in New England? Did we have any original names?
...merged and given the horrible new name Cumbria.
And silly little Rutland was sensibly absorbed by Leicestershire.
Chances are nobody would have Battenberged an eyelid at yet another change to Britain's local authorities, but the government made a big mistake.
They messed with Yorkshire.
Yorkshire's borders got a complete medal in creating a new South Yorkshire, which was cheeky, but when the East Riding got taken out of Yorkshire altogether and became part of the new Humberside, that was not on. It was off.
The previously Yorkshirean residents of Hull were not at all keen to be lumped with Grimsby on the other side of the River Humber.
It was a particularly bizarre union given the Humber Bridge connecting the two sides hadn't even been built yet. There was an anti-Humberside campaign, and even anti-Humberside graffiti.
All this kerfuffle forced the government's hand, and in 1996, Humberside quietly disappeared.
As did other unpopular experiments like Cleveland and Avon.
Hereford and Worcester once again became Hereford and Worcester. Sure. Even ridiculous Rutland regained its status as England's smallest county.
The shake-up of 1972, designed to simplify things, did nothing of the sort, instead marking the beginning of an era where county borders, names and powers have been changing on an ever-increasing basis.
England today has 9 regions comprising 47 ceremonial counties alongside 6 metropolitan counties comprising 36... England today has 9 regions comprising 47 ceremonial counties alongside 6 metropolitan counties comprising 36 metropolitan districts, 26 comprising 40...
Names and powers have been changing on an ever-increasing basis.
England today has 9 regions comprising 47 ceremonial counties alongside 6 metropolitan counties comprising 36 metropolitan districts, 26 non-metropolitan counties comprising 192 non-metropolitan districts and 56 unitary authorities, not including Greater London, which is a ceremonial county and not a county, comprising 32 boroughs, and the City of London, which is a district and a county and not a ceremonial county, and we haven't even talked about Scotland, Wales or Northern Ireland, where it's different.
Absolute state of this.
Although it may seem more impossible than ever to tell what and isn't a county, according to this particularly aggressive map publisher,
It's very simple. Our historic counties have never been affected, nor their boundaries changed by the endless shifting of local government boundaries over the past 100 years.
this is a view shared by the increasingly exasperated Association of British Counties, who seek to...
Give every county a
Can I just say I love these guys?
by the increasingly exasperated Association of British Counties, who seek to...
Give every county a county day, teach counties to school children, fly county flags in every county, stop using the word county for local authorities who are not proper counties.
fruitcakes. The reality is, unless you live in a county that's particularly unusually proud of itself, like Yorkshire, in general not much of a monkeys is given about the county you live in.
And that might be because it just doesn't really matter. It's not like the USA, where laws vary from one state to the next.
Even Royal Mail doesn't care anymore. Thanks to postcodes, putting a county on your address has been unnecessary since 1996, despite the boxes they make you fill in on Amazon.
But just because they're not important doesn't mean we should forget about them. Present-day knowledge and understanding of English counties is in an abysmal state.
We stopped over 4 people on the street and not a single one of them could faultlessly name every single county in England and its county town.
Well, we think that's a terrible shame, and it's about time something was done about it. Oh.
Challenge accepted. If anyone comments that you want me to learn all the counties in England, I will do it. I will memorize them all.
Oh, there's Leicestershire, Oxfordshire, Rutland and...
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Sir,
Sir who?
Surfshark is a VPN, an app and browser extension that makes your internet safer by masking your IP address, protecting you from trackers and hackers. It
I'm gonna
has
play
servers in
through.
more than 60 countries,
They're
which
an
means you can
awesome channel.
bypass your country's internet restrictions and experience
Least
a
I
fully
can do.
open global internet.
Sounds pretty nerdy. Not for me, thanks.
It's not nerdy.
Only nerds use
Nerd.
acronyms like VPN.
Okay, I'll show you how it's useful without using any acronyms. Let's say you're in a cafe and you're using your laptop using the public Wi-Fi and you're trying to leave a comment on a YouTube video, but it won't let you because the Wi-Fi is restricted.
Wi-Fi's an acronym.
No, it's not. That's a common misconception.
Oh.
Anyway, if you've got Surfshark, then in just 2 clicks you can turn Surfshark on, and hey presto, the internet's fully open like normal. And it's just as fast and reliable as before.
This genuinely happened to me in Starbucks, and I was genuinely blown away by how easy it was.
But how do I actually get Surfshark if I'm not a nerd like you? I assume it's on the dark web?
Nope, just click the link in the description and get 83% off plus an extra 3 months for free by using the code MAPMEN,
Looks like there's a 30-day money-back guarantee.
which basically makes it a free trial. So whether it's for country hopping or making your internet safer or bypassing restricted Wi-Fi to leave YouTube comments in a cafe, Surfshark is really, really good.
This Surfshark thing sounds easier and more up my street than I'd originally assumed.
And that's why you should get Surfshark ASAP. Oops.
Acronym.
Ah!
Leicestershire,
Oh,
Oxfordshire,
I thought they were
Rutland
about to make out or something. Great.
Warwickshire, Northamptonshire, Lancashire is next door. Bedfordshire, Cambridgeshire, Norfolk and Lincolnshire, Huntingdonshire, and there's more, like Suffolk and Essex and Surrey and Sussex and Nottinghamshire in the centre, Devon and Cornwall and Dorset and Somerset, Kent, and what comes after Kent? Westmoreland, Cumberland, also Northumberland and County Durham below. There's Lancashire, Gloucestershire, Derbyshire, Cheshire, 11 more counties to go. Shropshire and Staffordshire, Berkshire and Hampshire and Herefordshire next to Wales. There's Hertfordshire, Middlesex, Worcestershire, Wiltshire and Yorkshire with all of the Dales. And Buckinghamshire's the end of the list, there's no need to sing anymore, cause we're not doing Scotland or Wales or new ones invented in 1974.
Awesome video. I love this channel so much. All right, be back with another reaction video soon, guys. If you want me to memorize all of the counties, if this reaches 20 likes, I'll do it.